Welcome to Kaya Bato. This podcast is about different stories from people who once doubted themselves but became champions of life through faith. In the very first episode of Kaya Bato, I'll be sharing a personal video where I spoke about how God's grace touched my life and my family. May this story remind you that His blessings come in perfect time. Thank you for being part of this journey.
Start, I just want to share with you that I've been waiting for this moment. Hindi naman halata, di ba? So the reason why I've been waiting for this moment, simply because last year, God answered our prayer. Last year pa. And nakala ko kasi, kapag magto-talk dito, tatapikin ka lang, sasabihin sa'yo, wait, ikaw na. Hindi pala gano'n. Mag-volunteer ka pala. So, ayun, I was given an opportunity to share with everyone how God blessed me and blessed my family. Okay? So, ayan, yes, I have a title of the sharing. And it is entitled as, Kaya ba to between the prayer and the answer? Later on, you will know what's the meaning of this title. And sino nga ba ako? Yeah, ako po ay, totoo kong pangalan ay Princess, also known as Tess. That's my nickname. My work is a recruiter. So I've been helping people to find a job, to land a job. And aside from that, I'm also a businesswoman. Okay, so ever since dahil ang pamilya ko po, may business po talaga sila. So I claim myself as a businesswoman. And aside from that, I'm also a wife, a mother, a daughter, sister, and daughter and servant of God. Yes, I am serving Peace St. Pablo Ministry. So, growing old, hindi ko masasabing nung lumaki ako, kasi technically ay hindi ko talaga. So, growing old, I've been in a Catholic school, high school and college, Catholic school na talaga ako. And I even joined Parish Youth Commission of Louisiana. So as what you can see, kahit yung bata pa lang ako, I do have a guide on how to serve God. Okay, kasi alam niyo naman kapag Catholic school, merong mga activities talaga yan lagi na every Sunday, meron din mga rosary daily sa school. So di ba talagang ever since nag-guide na ako kung paano mo ba masuserve si God. But then, nung nag-birth na ako, ayan, dyan na yung nakonsume na yung time ko. I was so consumed by my work that I missed Mass. Kasi, my first job was a call center agent. It was a call center agent. So, alam niyo naman kapag agent, my shift was at night, paggabi. And wala talagang oras. Parang feeling ko after ng work ko, talagang wala, tutulog na lang ako. There was a time pa nga na pag minsan, alam ko din mga may experience sa call center na pag minsan after shift, inom, pampatulog. So, kaya na pupunta eh. So talagang parang ang nasa isip ko na, okay, sige, pampatulog. Okay, sige, inom tayo. So talagang wala nang oras bumalik kay God, wala nang oras para mag-serve. So, ayan, talagang sabi ko, after job, sige, tutulog na lang ako. So, that happened to me. I felt lost. Doon ko naisip, parang nawawala na ako dun sa kung paano ginagawa ko dati. I even questioned my purpose. And I even asked God, is God real? Totoo ba siya? Kasi yung time na yan, parang, alam niyo naman, di ba pag minsan dumadating sa point natin in life na nawawala tayo sa, sa path na, katulad ng sabi ni Brother at kaibigan, talagang kung ano yung mga taong nakakasama, pag minsan, yun na din yung magiging path mo. So, di ko naman sinasabi mas mabang yung naging path ng mga nakasama ko before. Pero, dahil they are not the person who attended Mass every now and then, and dahil nga, iba-iba din ng religion, so I felt that I was lost. There was this even a time na niyaya ako ng ka-office mate ko, sabi niya, tara magpalagay tayo ng cross kasi it was Ash Wednesday. Sabi ko, what for? Diba? Para saan pa? Bakit ko pa siya gagawin? Eh, hindi ko nga napipil si God. And then, this left me feeling empty. I started to look for love. For someone to fill the emptiness in my life. And yan din kasi yung time na parang rebellious stage. Kasi nga, alam mo yung feeling mo, nag-work ka na, alam mo na lahat. Tapos may mga pa na feeling mo, yung parents mo, eh kinokontrol ka pa rin. I'm earning already, bakit mo ba ako control? Parang ganun na yung mindset ko. So instead, I got my heart broken and felt like my life was a mess. Okay. Sabi ko, ang hirap ng ganito. Ang hirap ng, you're always looking for love. You're always looking for someone to love you. Okay. So, I told myself na, okay, I need to love myself first. Wait. So I need to love myself first, and I need to like myself first. Love yourself first, and friendship and love will follow you. Nung nalaman ko to, inisip ko, kaya ko ba to? Eh di ba nga ako nga yung naghahanap ng love? Ano yung expectation, ano yung standard that I should look at for someone na yung hinahanap ko? So ano yung standard kung paano ko mamahalin yung sarili ko? So napapaisip ako, kaya ko ba to? Kaya ko ba talagang mahalin yung sarili ko? Because of what I've experienced, dahil nga, I'm broken hearted. Nung panahon na yun, parang sobrang big deal eh. Lately lang na yung self-love era na yan eh. Lately lang talaga. Pero before, honestly, ang self-love together with your friends. Pag minsan, yes, may mga alone time ka, pero nung panahon ko, ang tanda ko na diba? Pero nung panahon ko, parang self-love is time with your friends. So, that's what I did. I love myself first. As what you can see, itong photo na mayroong balloon, I attended UP Fair with my friend Karen. Tapos nakikita niyo, tinatawanan ko yung puso. Kasi, sabi ko, I love you. Yung gano'n ba, sabi ko, may magbibigay ba sa akin ito? No, ako na yung makakabili nito para sa sarili ko. So I celebrated Valentine's, well, even before naman, I'm always celebrating Valentine's Day. I traveled together with my friends. I went to Boracay, ayan, ito pa rin sa Tagaytay. And I went to Corregidor alone. So ako nag-travel yan, sabi ko, ang sarap palang mahalin ng sarili. Totoo pala yun na, you have to love yourself first. So, as part of my self-love, I established clear standards. For anyone who wants to partner, ayan, may standard na. So, I'm only interested in men who are financially stable, professionally accomplished, in fields like engineering, law, or medicine, or someone who owns a heart. O, di ba? Ang taas ng standard. Siyempre, nagsa-self-love ka na. You should put a standard on yourself kung sino na yung manliligaw sa'yo. Dahil na lang din sa proseso na yun. Pero nung nalaman ko ng nanay ko, kasi nahanapan na ako ng manliligaw, akala ata na walang manliligaw sa akin. Mom, ganun naman po tayo. So sabi ng mama ko, nung nalaman niya na ito yung sineset kong standard, sabi niya, dapat ang hanapin mo is yung taong masipag at maniskarte. Kasi ang yaman, nauubos. Pero kapag ganyan na naging partner mo, hindi ka maghihirap. Totoo ba, parents? Kapag gano'n, nag-a-agree sila. So, totoo naman. Pero medyo matigas ang ulo ko ng panahon na yan. Sabi ko, hindi. Gusto ko ganito para kapag may kotse na kapag gagala. Kasi nga, sobrang competitive namin. Both of us wants to hit a target. Kasi kapag recruiter kayo, meron kayong mga number of people na kailangan i-hire per month. Eh dahil nga, ayan, self-love era, feeling ko, hindi ako nagkakamali. Okay, so lagi ako nakikipagtalo sa kanya. I'm always sure na tama ang ginagawa ko. The way how we interviewed, lahat tama. I've never been wrong. Ganun yung namin, dalawang atake. And then, one of our office mates, itong naka-purple, si Anna, niloko niya kami. Sabi niya, diyan nag-umpisa ang lulot-lula ko. Sabi ko, wait. Kaya magkaaway kami, parang, di naman? Parang di naman kami gano'n. So parang di ko nakikita yung sarili ko talaga that time na parang hindi naman siya mangyayari, hindi naman mapupunta dun sa next part na yun. And actually, yung ibang talent dyan, inaasar na kami parehas. Okay? And then, until, ayan, we didn't notice na nagiging magkaibigan na kayo. Friends muna, hindi naman naging agad. So, naging magkaibigan kami. Itong first photo na to, hindi pa kami yan. Pero, nagko-coffee picture na sa akin. Pero, nagko-coffee date na kami. Pero nagko-coffee date na kami, na kaming dalawa na lang. And then, itong pangalawa, ayan kami na. Ayan, naka-couples polo shirt pa nga. And then, yung pangatlo, ayan, alam na ng buong kumpanya na kami na talaga. Kasi nga, mag-office meet kami. Imagine yung upuan natin sa opisina, magkatalikuran na kami. Tapos nag-aaway kami. Ganun yung setup natin talaga. And then, nung naging kami na, after 2 or 3 years, we found the Feast Robinson's Galleria. Okay? So yan, umattend kami. It's just out of nowhere. Hindi ko din alam kung bakit siya lumabas sa feed ko sa Facebook. Tapos, it's just out of nowhere, sabi ko sa kanya, tara, let's attend the feast. And sa Rob Galleria. Nung first date, na umattend kami na Rob, sa Rob, para akong kinakausap ni Brother J. Paul. Si Brother J. Paul siya yung head ministry lang. Sabi ko, bakit para siyang nag-one-on-one sa akin? Iyak ako ng iyak habang nagsasalita siya. And then dun pa lang sa worship song, umiiyak na talaga ako. First time ko umattend yun. Hindi ko alam kung bakit ako umiiyak. Pero siguro kasi I was longing for something na hindi ko pa ma-express that time. Sayang nga hindi ko na makita yung Novena to God's Love. Pero, meron akong prayer doon. I can still remember it vividly. It's about my promotion sa job. Because of age na rin ng quarter life crisis. Ayan. So I was looking forward for a promotion. And aside from that, it's about settling na. Kasi nga medyo matagal na rin kami. Ayan. And then alam nyo, nung umaattend kami ng the feast, there was this realization. Sabi doon sa realization ko, God gave me a man who is not only hardworking and resourceful, but also deeply devoted to his family and to me. He is my protector, my greatest supporter, and the one who encourages me to dream bigger and love deeper, both myself and others. And he is my partner now. He is my husband. Alam nyo, nung time na umaattend kami ng Robinson sa Feast Robinson's Galleria, actually, magka-live-in na kami. Aggressive. Ako yung sige, mag-live-in na tayo. Sabi ko, kasi ito ay found the one eh. Sabi ko, bakit ako mag-ano? Ayoko na maghanap pa. I already found the one. So, ayan, who can love me and can love others as well. Kasi pag minsan, kapag sa relationship, pag minsan nakakalimutan natin yung sarili natin eh. Lalo na dun sa mga first stages. And he teaches me to love myself as well while loving him and my family. So even God answered my prayer, he also answered the promotion that I've been praying for. A sense of emptiness remains. Sabi ko, okay, alam niyo ano na-promote ako? Doon din yung time na tumigil kami sa pag-attend ng feast. Kasi nga, promote, na-consume na ng trabaho. Okay, parang nawalan na ulit ng oras. Until He blessed me with my son who filled that space with purpose. And it's our son, Lucas. Okay? Ayan, 2020 should be our wedding, but pandemic came. So, ayan, ito kung nakita nyo, yung natakpan nga lang. Ayan, okay na po yung church. Nakapag-down na kami. Tapos ito, sorry hindi na nakikita. Itong part na to, ito yung clubhouse na mukha siyang castle. Dahil ang pangalan ko, Princess, sabi ko, kailangan kapag dun sa reception, gusto ko parang castle time. So, ayan, totoo naman. Sabi ko sa tito ko, tito gusto ko dyan. Kasi sa clubhouse ko. Tito, pero dyan na lang kami mag-reception. Tapos sakto malapit yung simbahan. So, dapat May 2020, kasalan. Pero ang nangyari, March of 2020, total lockdown. Yun yung nangyari. Alam niyo, we tried to get married 3 times. After yung first attempt kanina, the second attempt was civil wedding. Kasi nga, parehas ng parents namin ay pagka-traditional. So, before sana manganak, gusto nila, kasal na kaming dalawa. So, unfortunately, yung pangalawa, a day before ng mismong wedding namin, nagkaroon ng COVID yung mayor namin. Diba? Very unfortunate. And then the third one, dapat it should be a surprise wedding for him. Yung parang Carmina Zore lang po. Ganun sana. Eh, wala akong pera. So, kailangan ko sabihin sa kanya, kailangan financial support. And padating kasi yung ate niya that time, kaya sabi ko, yung perfect time, so surprise ko na lang. Eh, dahil nga hindi enough yung money ko, kailangan ko sabihin sa kanya. Eh, medyo nainis siya doon. Kasi sabi niya sa akin, it's not just your wedding, it's also my wedding. Bakit ka nagdidesisyon sa buhay natin? Ayun. But God had a different plan for us. Okay? So sabi ko, kailan ba ito mangyayari? Before siya mag-propose, napapananong na, kailan ba ito mangyayari? 2024 was a roller coaster ride for our family. March, si Papa, muntikin ng kumulo. Konti na lang malalagot na yung litid niya sa car. That was last year. Tapos, sabi ko, dun ko na, medyo yung naglayan na, kasi inaasal ko siya lagi. Kaya mo kaya tayo siguro hindi pa inaalaw ni Lord na magpakasal kasi hindi ka pa nag-propose. Yan, inaasal ko siya gano'n. Tapos, nung nangyari yung kay Papa, sabi ko na lang, Lord, wala nang proposal, okay lang. Maabutan lang ni Papa na ikasal ka. Yun na lang talaga yung prayer ko. But then, God has a different plan for us. And He moved my husband to propose last May 2024. And ayan, hindi talaga ako, parang wala talaga akong idea na magpo-propose siya. Kasi nga, binigay ko na kay Lord eh. Sabi ko sa kanya, kasal na lang po, masaya na ako. Civil man yan, okay din po, tatanggapin ko. So ayan, together with my family, ayan yun rin ito. Ito yung tapos our family. So ayan, it was one of the happiest day of my life. Kasi nga, I didn't expect it to happen, but my husband gave it to me. And then, after proposal, sabi ko, what would happen after? Can we afford it? Dahil nga biglaan, gusto namin sana, as soon as possible, doon kami nakaisip na, kaya ba ito? Kaya ba namin panindigan yung wedding namin? Kasi both of us, since may pagka-traditional ng family, gusto parehas na side na may invite almost everyone na family member together with our friends and everyone. So, kakayanin ba financially? Diba? Kasi sa totoo lang, kapag magpapakasal kayo ngayon dun sa mga nagpaplano magpakasal, ang mahal po. Totoo po yun. Ang mahal po magpakasal. Okay? You have to be financially, mentally ready. And kailangan nyo din, at some point, kailangan yung decision making. Sobrang strong ng bond nyo mag-partner. And then, nung time na nag-question na namin yung situation, sabi ko sa kanya, Tara, let's attend the feast again. Ito, Feast San Pablo ng Alam niyo itong araw na to, para kaming, hindi ko na alam kung ganun din sa kanya, pero para sa akin, para akong kinakausap ni Lord, na sabi niya, sige, ituloy niyo lang. Ituloy niyo lang gagawin. Okay? Alam niyo dito, ito yung I forgot her name. Pero yung favorite verse niya, naging favorite Bible verse ko na din. It's Isaiah chapter 6, verse 22. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Alam niyo, sa sobrang gusto ko ng Bible verse na yan, pina-add ko yan dun sa invitation namin. Kasi sabi ko, tama-tama sa situation namin eh. So, i-add natin. And then, ayan, October 21, 2024, wedding came. Alam niyo, sinabi namin yung wedding namin on our 9th anniversary. 9 years of being together in a relationship. And a day before our wedding, alam niyo yung panahon, tandaan niyo yung panahon kanina na sobrang lakas ng ulan? Yun yung panahon. And kung umaatin kami ng the feast, the only prayer that we want is, Lord, bigay mo na sa akin to. Bigyan mo kami ng magandang panahon. Dun sa love offering na kanina. Yun yung prayer namin. Kasi garden wedding po yung sa reception namin eh. So kapag umulan ng malakas, wala na. Baka mamaya mamove na naman. So talaga ang prayer namin, Lord, bigyan mo na sa amin to. Garden wedding, matagal na namin pinapangarap to. Yun talaga yung lagi namin prayer dun sa love offering and gano'n. And God gave it to us. Alam niyo itong photo na to, nung time na yan, before kami magkaroon ng photoshoot, umuulan. Pero nung kami ngayon magpipicture, I can remember it vividly, tumigil yung ulan. Kasi sabi niyo, it's your time to take photo. Ito na yung oras niyo, ibibigay ko sa inyo. Alam niyo, from that moment, hanggang dun sa mass and yung reception, grabe ang balik-balik niyo. Ibinigay na talaga, hindi umulan. Alam niyo, hindi na po talaga habang pinagkwento ko yung hanggang ngayon. Pero even with the couples, pinento ko na rin itong story na to, hindi talaga umulan. As in, after yung wedding, doon bigla bumuhos ang ulan. Sabi nga nung isang ninong at ninang namin, sabi nila, ang lakas niyo kay Lord. Kasi pinagbigyan niya kayo. Dahil may bagyo yung time na yun eh. And all throughout the event, hindi talaga bumuhos ang ulan. Well, umabot ng konti, pero yung parang yung dalahain lang. Ganun lang siya. And, I promised myself that if ever that I got married, Father Egay will be the one to officiate my wedding. Si Father Egay, he has a big impact in my life. When I was a teenager, dahil nandun sa rebellious stage, siya yung taong tumingin sa akin and nag-guide sa akin how to be a servant of God dun sa parish life commission. So, sabi ko, kapag talaga kinasal ako, si Father na yung mag-aaral. Parang, remember mo yung talk ni Miss Banch? Di ba yung dun sa kay Father Paul? Yun. So, sabi niya, kapag kinasal siya, siya yung gusto niya mag-officiate. And same thing with me. I made a promise to myself na si Father Ego, and he even became our leader on our wedding. Alam niyo, Monday ang kasal namin. Eh di ba kapag Monday, usually off ang mga pare. So he really gave time to officiate our wedding. And we are so blessed nung time na yun. Wala kang tama. So ito, this is what I wrote on my novena to God's love. I received the novena to God's love just last year, nung medyo umaattend na talaga kami madalas ng feast. So, nilagay ko dyan, since prayer is our wedding. Sabi ko, dream number 1, our wedding will be okay and we will pay our debts after that. Dahil na wala kaming pera na nagpakasal kami, nangutang kami. Okay? Nangutang talaga kami. And God answered our prayer. So, nag-thank you all. Sabi ko, thank you Lord for blessing us and fulfilling this dream. May binigay pang bonus yun. Promotion and increase on my job this 2024. And ang galing nga, actually hindi na ako masyado nag-expect na binigay na yung number 1. Pero ang galing ni Lord, He gave me the promotion that I've been waiting for dun sa job ko. And aside from that, my work is a permanent work from home. So I was able to take care of my son and work at the same time. So nung sinagot ni Lord, sabi ko, thank you Lord for the salary increase. Help me to manage our finances. Dahil gusto lang po talaga ang tao. Alam po yan na. So sabi ko, pinagdadasal ko talaga, help me to manage our finances. And kanina diba, sabi ko, one of my standard is someone who has an own car. Pero iba ang ano sa akin, Lord. Iba yung plano niya sa akin. So I once had a standard that my suitor or someone who will court me must have his own car. However, God showed me a greater plan. He wants me and my partner to work for it. So that we can own a car together. This teaches me to value it not as a possession, but a shared achievement. Alam niyo, totoo yun, na pag minsan meron ka sineset na standard, pero iba yung pinaplano sa iyo, Lord. And this teaches me na kailangan kong paalagaan kung ano ba yung kailangan ko. Okay? And ito, this sharing, I will end this with two of my favorite Bible verse. Itong Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. Kay Miss Vanch ko siya natutunan last week. Grabe yung impact ni Miss Vanch last week eh. Sana ma-interview ko siya. So sabi ni Miss Vanch, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. Totoo po yun. Write your dreams, write your prayer. Dun sa Novenas to God love na meron po kayo, write it down. Para you have something to look at in the future kapag nagawa na yun ni Lord. Okay? You have to write it down. And even kung sa envelope na yan, kasi totoo kong nakikinig si Lord. Okay? Totoo kong nakikinig si Lord. And then lastly, my favorite Bible verse, Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it. And that's all about Maraming.
Thank you so much for listening. To be updated on the latest episode, don't forget to follow Kaya Bato on Spotify and YouTube. We also have social media. Follow Kaya Bato by Princess on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.